I have been back in Houston officially for 2 years on the radio as of today. Thank you very much for making me a part of your daily routine, and a big thanks to the people here at ESPN 97.5 and 92.5 for giving me a home, because it's good to be home on this Valentine's Day, guys. Love is in the air, but I do not love this. A little development for the Houston Astros, who are officially at spring training, at least pitchers and catchers, in West Palm Beach. This courtesy of Will Kunkel of Fox 26. Quote, Justin Verlander tells me he is a couple weeks behind in his throwing schedule due to some shoulder discomfort. The good news is he has thrown off the mound 3 times in his schedule. He says it's too far away to say opening day is in jeopardy. Zoinks! I guess more so, damn it. But it's not like a real damn it, right? We're all expecting Justin Verlander to be pitching for the Astros at some point this coming season. It's more, considering the depth that they should have when they're healthy, it would be nice if the pitchers for the Astros were healthy. And I'm talking about Luis Garcia. I'm talking about Lance McCullers. I'm talking about, I guess, this time around for Forrest Whitley. I'm talking about a guy who's not going to be pitching for the Astros this season in Kendall Graveman. It would be nice if there was some health in the pitching staff. Hopefully the Astros training staff can take care of it, but that is the development today for the Houston Astros, who again have reported to spring training in West Palm Beach. And guys, I want to talk about Valentine's Day for a moment. There are lots of holidays that we attach high expectations to, right? There's New Year's Eve. There's Christmas, Thanksgiving, maybe even Halloween. And you're expecting to have a great time, but usually the time you're expecting doesn't quite live up to those expectations. And as a man, I don't know that Valentine's Day has ever crossed my mind as even a noteworthy day on the calendar. Your boy's been single for the majority of his life. Thankfully, I've never shelled out about $130, which is what the average American spends on Valentine's Day. I've never had to do that. But if I were a lady, I'd suppose that I would have extremely high expectations on Valentine's Day. Oh my God. Bubby took me out for a fancy dinner and pampered me. And he left rose petals in the bedroom, and they went all the way up to the bed. And then I got in it, and oh boy, it was great. Or perhaps you're disappointed because you have unrealistic expectations on Valentine's Day. He didn't propose to me. He didn't even get me chocolate. These are the things that I suppose can happen to you if you have really high expectations for Valentine's Day, which is an absolute travesty of a holiday and a waste of your money. But based off of the log that we have today, I do believe we have some new sponsors that are just here for Valentine's Day only. But we talk about expectations, maybe having too high expectations. Well, with the Astros officially in West Palm Beach, what are we expecting to happen for the Houston Astros in this 2024 season? If we're like some of these basic broads on Valentine's Day, I mean, we're expecting the ring. We're expecting a fancy season. Lots of home runs, lots of great pitching, an American League West title. But perhaps all of that is unrealistic. So I know for some it's World Series or bust. For me, to an extent, it's World Series or bust. But seeing as they did win it in 2022, and seeing as they were a game away from advancing to the World Series last year, you're going to be hard-pressed to get me angry about whatever happens over the course of this Astros season unless they're an absolute disaster. Unless they're showing up for the Valentine's Day date tonight, you know, wearing sweatpants with a stain of an unknown variant on them. And then on top of that, they're not taking me to Papa's Brothers. They're taking me to McDonald's. Hey, babe, want to get the 10-piece nuggets? Like, I don't want to have a season where they go, what? Something like, 71 and 91. No one wants that. No one really expects that, though. So if I'm making realistic expectations for the Astros this coming season, I just want to have a better date than the people I hate. Specifically, I'm talking about 3 to 4 teams. The Rangers, the Dodgers, and the Yankees. Like, that's really what I'm looking for this year. I don't know if that makes me not a winner at this moment in time, but really what I'm looking for in 2024 is for the Astros to be better than the Rangers, better than the Dodgers, better than the Yankees. And yeah, a title, that would be great. It would be great. But I'm not necessarily looking for that ring. I just want to have better things than the people I don't like, which is, well, what's in every woman's heart. No, not a desire for love and a family. It's, I want to be treated better than my friends so that I can give them the side eye and say, oh, you didn't get proposed to on Valentine's Day? Well, I did. He even bought me a new dress and a negligee. I don't know what that is. That's what I'm looking for. And I think for this year, it's fair for the Astros to expect them to be better than all of those teams. The Rangers really stood pat this offseason. And on top of that, they don't have Jordan Montgomery. They're going to be without Max Scherzer, Jacob deGrom, and Tyler Mahle until midseason. These are their starters, some of their better pitchers. I think it's because they don't know what the hell is going on with their TV rights deal, so they might not have as much money to spend with. And the Astros are, at least right now, projected to have a higher payroll than the Rangers going into this year. Huzzah! Jim Crane! He's big bleeping the Rangers. As far as the Dodgers go, I don't know. I mean, you just expect them to lose catastrophically at some point in the playoffs. The Yankees brought everyone back. And I guess the other rival that you have, the Seattle Mariners, mainly because of how angry Mariners fans are, my personal ex, lots of turnover. You know, they're working some things out. Perhaps getting some plastic fillers, a little Botox, et cetera, et cetera. But are they working on the donk? Are they working on the abs? Because that's what your boy focuses on. And I don't know that they've necessarily done that. But a question for you. What are you expecting out of the Houston Astros in 2024? I don't have unrealistic Valentine's Day expectations. I just want to have a better time than the people that I don't like. That's it. 713-780-3776 to call in and to text in. Realistic expectations for the Houston Astros in 2024. Sean Mapes, Behind the Glass. Am I not a winner because I just want the Astros to be better than those teams that I don't like?
Yes, you're not a winner. But
Damn.
That's okay. No, that's okay because you're a Patriots fan. You're not used to the success that we are in Houston. You don't know what it is like to have expectations for a team.
That's true. It's new to me.
Yeah,
I was in Seattle for 2 years.
You've been looking at mock drafts for the last 2 months.
I have, man.
I think that with the Astros getting to the World Series is kind of the expectation because they bring back pretty much everyone, like you said. Kendall Graveman, ouch, gonna miss that. Martin Maldonado might actually miss that.
I think we actually might miss Martin Maldonado, but hey, there's plenty of time for Yider Diaz to change that.
They also won a World Series after losing Carlos Correa. So I think because this team has made the ALCS every year since 2017, that you have to start with, okay, so they're going to be in the ALCS, that they're going to be there. And then from there, it's like, okay, win that series, go farther than you went last year. And you know what? I won't say the expectation is to win the World Series, but the expectation, I think, is to get there.
Get to the World Series or bust.
I think they're the best. They're the best team in the AL.
I still feel pretty confident in them being the best team in the American League as well. I do think that it's unlikely that the Astros pitching will be as disappointing as it was last season.
You expect just some sort of bounce back,
right?
Just by sheer dumb luck, a bounce back.
I mean, Fromber and Javier can't be that bad. As inconsistent as they were this past season, and maybe we find out that, without Maldonado, they're worse. But I think that's unlikely. I feel like the Astros pitchers are a lot more likely to bounce back because all of them were bad down the stretch. We didn't even talk about Hunter Brown. I took a look at Hunter Brown's numbers the second half of the year. His ERA was 6.54. Jesus. I didn't know it was that bad.
This team won the division.
They did. They barely won the division.
Yes, but I'm just saying.
But they won it.
With Fromber falling apart in the second half, with Javier falling apart in the second half, Hunter Brown falling apart in the second half. And I was like, they still not just won the division, they like gained ground on the Rangers and Mariners to win the division.
Made no sense.
Yeah, if you expect them just to be just a little bit better, and we'll see what this Verlander thing. I think it seems more like that he isn't like where he wants to be at arm-wise at this point in the season. I don't know if it's an acute injury because I feel like that would have come out if it was like, I didn't get to throw for 6 weeks this offseason or something. You know, I think it's just like his body just isn't responding the way he wants it to right now. But luckily, like we said, this is a long season. This is going to be a long season.
It's a long season.
And we're still a month away, or over a month away from opening day.
The injuries are not a concern to me right now, but I do look at today just like a lady looks at what her potential Valentine's Day date might be tonight. And I, unlike, the most demanding of women out there, I am not looking for a ring necessarily. I'm just looking to have a better time than my friends, which I say in quotation marks because women don't have friends. Underrated quality about them. Is that sexist? I don't think it is because I think women go through best friends probably like 3 or 4 over the course of their life, at least, if not 12. It depends. It depends. And I know a lot of people are thinking, Paul, you sound really bitter today. Are you single? No, I forgot it was Valentine's Day today, and I asked a couple of people out on Valentine's Day, and I got left on red, and I was like, oh, I bet they think that I want to have like a super romantic date, and I don't. I actually, when I asked them, I was like, you want to go out on Wednesday? Did not even know it was February 14th. I think that's a faux pas. I don't think you're allowed to ask people out if you're not in a serious relationship with them. On Valentine's Day.
I don't know about allowed. I think you have rights as an American, Paul.
I do have rights as an American
to take anyone you want to Chili's on a Wednesday night.
Exactly, but I don't think women want to go out on a date on Valentine's Day because they think there's these weird expectations attached to it. And to me, it's like, this is just another night. This just happens to be a night where I'm free and I'm not doing a podcast.
You also have to probably pay a little bit more.
Yeah, that's true. You got reservations. I mean, I'm kind of happy I don't have anything going on tonight. We got a couple of bitter texters texting in right now from the 281. Hot prospects, Paul, that you might be after. They want to travel and take selfies on social media. Good luck, seriously. There's too many female prospects that call themselves dog moms and say my kids have 4 paws. That's true too. That's true too. A lot of live, laugh lovers out there, right?
Well, you got to remember Triple L.
You got to remember Triple L. It's got to be at least.
Life is hard, so you have to remember to live,
laugh,
and love.
And you have to have it at least 7 reminders of that in your home.
Yeah.
You have to.
A couple in the kitchen, a couple in the living room. I think that with the Astros.
Yes.
I think though we have been spoiled by our man, Jim Crane.
Oh,
I think
we've been so spoiled.
I think as a man, and honestly, Jim Crane, man to man, some advice. Don't set the expectations so high for yourself. But because the expectations, we as fans have expectations that are so high of what our man's going to provide, I think we have to be like, well, look at all this money he has. We got to get a nice date at least, like a really nice date.
But we got a nice date. His name is Josh Hader. We got a nice date.
No,
we got another nice date.
He's like a nice, like, I don't know what married people get excited. He's like buying a super nice couch. Where it's like,
okay, then what's extending Jose Altuve? It's
renewing our vows, or going on a great vacation.
Yeah. So look, he's been doing a lot. I'm with you. So look, I'm not one of those needy, terrible people that's expecting the world on Valentine's Day. I just want to do better than my friends, and I feel like I've been given enough today. I'm not demanding more.
Our man has money. Seattle's man doesn't have money.
He doesn't.
Well,
The Rangers man seems to be
less
out of
money.
money. It's
Yeah.
classic $30,000 millionaire.
yes, exactly.
They ran out.
Baltimore's man doesn't have money.
They don't have an owner right
Yeah,
now.
they don't have a man.
They don't have
or a woman.
Or they them.
Inclusive.
Correct.
So yeah, we have the best man. We should have the best. Actually, the Dodgers have a pretty good man.
No, they do, but they're like Mr. Magoo on date night. Like they're gonna show up, and they're gonna spill the drinks all over the table. They're gonna try to pull like a magic trick out and like pull the tablecloth underneath the table. And it's gonna get all on the date's bosom, and she's gonna be really mad. And then he's gonna try to wipe it up with a napkin, and then she's gonna feel like she's being harassed, even though this guy's gone out of his way to like provide this great date. Right. So it's the Paul Gallant Show on Valentine's Day. We're gonna embrace the hackery today. Okay. What do you love about Houston sports? What do you love? The news from West Palm Beach, and it's not surprising. Manager Joe Espada announced that Josh Hader will be the team's closer. He said he talked about it with Ryan Presley, but that he wants to let Presley share his thoughts on it. Josh Hader, for his part, said that he also spoke about it with Ryan Presley. To go back to when we had Chandler Rome on the show a couple of weeks ago, we still haven't really heard from Ryan Presley how he feels about this. And there is always an element of ego in every single sport. When a guy who used to be the top dog isn't quite that guy anymore. We've seen a lot of that with Klay Thompson in particular this year in the NBA. Sucks when it happens. I feel for the athletes who go through that. It's got to be a very hard thing to readjust to. And in the case of Ryan Presley, Presley has been so good for the Astros for such a long time, but I do think there were some signs of decline last season. Not a significant decline, but certainly enough of one to the point where you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, if Josh Hader's here and we're paying him this kind of money, he's your number one guy out of the bullpen. And honestly, with the way that Brian Abreu played last year, I think you could make an argument that Abreu is as important going forward for the Astros in the bullpen as Ryan Presley. So we'll see what happens as far as what Ryan Presley has to say about all of that. I don't think this is going to be some sort of drama that tears the clubhouse apart. But this is Joe Espada's first real challenge, I think, as far as managing a clubhouse. This is really the first thing that he has to find a way to make sure that there's no sour feelings about this going forward. And I'm sure Ryan Presley, who has been here a long time and who wants to keep winning, I'm sure that he can put his ego to the side for the sake of winning. I don't think this is going to be a massive issue for him, but I can imagine right now in the immediacy after a move like this goes down, which was what, like less than a month ago, a couple of weeks ago, in fact, I can understand why Ryan Presley would be a little bit miffed by it. I think eventually by the start of the year, it's something that'll be in the past. And you hope that Josh Hader and Ryan Presley, who seem to have a decent relationship based off of what we heard from Hader today, you hope that is something that makes this completely a nothing burger going into the year.
Yeah, I think it's only a big deal until Ryan Presley says his piece, and I assume doesn't make it worse. I assume that he'll say the right thing,
and it'll probably happen today too. Honestly, I think you just keep scanning the internet. I'm sure he's going to give his side of things at any moment.
Yeah, because today is the first day pitchers and catchers report. He is a pitcher still. They have not. Even though they demoted him from a closer, he was still pitch for the team. They don't have him taking hacks at first. No, I think that. I don't expect it to be a big deal, but like you said, with Joe Espada stepping in to a team that not only has World Series aspirations, World Series expectations even, that as a first-year manager, not only do you have to deal with that, you also have to deal with the egos involved in here. And like we said, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a big deal, but you never know how these things kind of go, you know?
Correct. The other news today, Justin Verlander, not 100% right now. Now, is that a massive issue on February 14th, 2024, with about a month and a half before the beginning of the regular season? Probably not, but per Will Kunkel of Fox 26, he is a couple weeks behind in his throwing schedule due to some shoulder discomfort. but he has already thrown off the mound 3 times. And listen, shoulder discomfort's real. I was at the Andretti go-kart / laser tag place in Katy on Saturday. Went go-karting for the first time. Oh my God, that is so fun. I've never done it before. My heart was racing from adrenaline.
I can't believe you've never been go-karting.
I can't either.
You lived in St. Pete for like, what, 3 years?
Right.
4 years?
Yeah, and they used to close off a bunch of the part of downtown, which was right around where I lived for the IndyCar series. So you would hear the racing all the time.
Yeah.
No, I've never really been into racing, but now that I've done it, I'm like, oh my God, why have I not done this before?
Yeah, it's super cool.
And I was good. That's what I was shocked by.
It's all the Fast and Furious movies that you watch.
It is.
I think
it
just seeps in.
The only problem was, no offense to the ladies out there, but we were there with some significant others, and I got to say, they were slowing us down. You know? Also, my best friend cut me off during my best lap. I'm still a little
that's
mad
a
about
faux
that.
pas. That's a faux pas.
Yeah, because he was like, "Oh, you bumped into me." I was like, "Dude, you literally cut me off. Like I had nowhere to go. What? I was just gonna slam on the brakes? No, I got times to.
Yeah,
make.
you got a PR to set.
Exactly. Come on, I was close to my personal record. So while I was there, I also did a little pitching because they have one of those little arcade machines where you can pitch. Guess what I hit on the gun? Guess what I hit?
Is it higher than something Justin Verlander can hit?
No,
right
it's
now?
not higher than something Justin Verlander can hit.
I'll give you 69.
Oh, I got higher.
Oh, 72?
I got 74.9.
74. Whoa.
I was actually like, whoa,
Yeah,
damn.
you fire that thing in there.
But now my tricep and shoulder still hurt. So like Justin Verlander, I also make experiencing shoulder discomfort.
Yeah, did you have to build up to it like Justin Verlander?
No. That was the
first one.
The first one was 68, and like the fourth one, I hit 70.
Yeah, you got to warm up a little.
Yeah. Dude, I was feeling myself. I was very happy about that. But. So Justin Verlander and I, we relate. And, Joe Espada and I relate. I saw this piece in The Athletic from Chandler Rome. Per Chandler Rome, Joe Espada is a journal guy. He likes to journal. Said Espada, quote, "It helps me turn the page on things. Helps me put my thoughts together. It helps me just to be grateful. There's always moments throughout my day that I'm like, thank you, or things that I need to get better at. I like to write stuff down. It just helps me really to turn the page." So my old co-host in Seattle recommended I do this, to do a daily journal of like saying everything that you're grateful for. And I try to do it. And whenever I try to do it, do you know what my journal ends up being? I don't ever want to read my journal because my journal is legitimately just me attacking myself for not being good enough, like all the time. It's like the most it's just negative talk. There's no gratefulness. There might be a little gratefulness at first. It's like, you're like, be thankful that you didn't screw up too badly today. It's the worst thing I've ever. And I keep on trying to get back into it, and it'll be like a month later. And the month before, it'll say like, you suck. You're terrible at this. You should give up. Never do this anymore. It's so bad. So I got to figure out how to journal like Joe Espada, but we are both journal guys. So there you go. I have things in common with Justin Verlander. I have things in common with Joe Espada.
Jeremy has this thing where he calls Joe Espada the most interesting manager in the world. And based off of like the 4 things I know about Joe Espada, that might be fitting. Because he's also like a sommelier.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he has like he's an interesting guy.
Is he like Joe Mazzulla, where he's also randomly into jiu-jitsu?
I think as we get to know him over the course of the year.
Unpeel the layers.
Yeah, we should either go to Minute Maid Park ourselves or while they're in spring training, feed some questions to the people we know on the beat and be like, ask him if he does MMA. Ask him if he has one movie that he watches every single day.
We also might have to do a recurring segment, Espada's Journal.
Oh, that's a good one.
We're going to have to do
after
that.
games.
After games,
yeah.
Like, Dear Diary.
Justin,
Jesus Christ, Jainer Diaz. Oh, I miss Martin Maldonado.
Christian let me down again. Yeah.
Framber Valdez had a meltdown again. I don't know what to do.
I need to cut this negativity out of my life. Jake Myers is just too much.
Dana Brown keeps making me play Jake Myers. What the hell?